Hey everybody, it's Sammy and today I am going to share with you my mum's Stewp recipe. A lot of you have seen this on like my meals of the week and things, and a couple of people have asked for the recipe, so I had the stuff up to do it today. I've already gone on, basically I'll tell you what you need first. You need chicken, however much you want really. I would say about 4 breasts is perfect. And I actually have 6 boneless chicken thighs here today, which I've already chopped up. I cannot stand the feel of meat and touching it, so I had to use a fork and do it. I defrosted that as well, so it was a bit slimy. I was like, ugh. So I went on and did that off camera because you don't need to see me retching. You need some carrots, Mars piper potatoes, preferably ones that you've had for a week or so that they melt down and make the actual sauce like really, really thick. And parsnips. You're supposed to have about 2 onions. I don't have any onions. Typically, I always keep them in the freezer and they've ran out. And then you will need some stock pots. You can just use normal stock. Stock melts. Stock pots these are. The Knorr ones are really good. I think it's Knorr ones are really good as well. So you need 4 of them. And then my mum usually puts 1 or 2 of like another thingy in as well. Gonna put about 3 bay leaves in this also. Then standard salt and pepper. I would normally put bokeh garnier in there as well, which is 3 of those. But I don't have any. I've run out of that too. So what I'm gonna do first of all, I would normally put the onions in now, let the onions fry off for a little bit, and then put the chicken in, but I'm just going to go on and put the chicken in. I've got a really, really big pot here that I use to do it. I do have a little bit of olive oil just in the bottom of there to help cook it off, and it is on number 4 on the cooker at the moment. Mine goes up to 8, so like halfway or whatever. So I'm just going to let that cook off. You want it to cook off quite slowly so it stays tender. I'm just going to wash up my chopping board and my knives in a minute because obviously they've had meat on them, so I'm going to get them washed up and then I'll get on to chopping the veg. Okay, so what I've actually done now, is taken the chicken off the heat for the moment because it's nearly cooked through. I've boiled my kettle, so I'm going to get my stock melts and I'm going to pop them all in this jug. I'm sorry if this camera angle isn't the best, but the lighting's really bad here, so it's really hard to work with. And I'm going to pop them all in here and fill it to the top with water. I'm probably absolutely butchering this recipe. I know poor mum is probably going to be sat there thinking, for God's sake, you should have done this. Or she'll say, no, you did really good. So I'm just going to, as I say, get all those in there. These ones smell really nice actually. And I've already boiled my kettle, so I'm just going to get this filled up and get the flavours going in there. This bag I use to chop my vegetable peelings into so that they don't go all over my board. I've washed my board and my knives. If you can hear noise, it is my dishwasher going, which is right underneath us, so apologies for that. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is have my peeling bag there, and then I can put my things that I need to chop on there. I'll do my potatoes last. I'll do my parsnips first. The amounts that you use is kind of really up to you. My mum normally says sort of 3 large parsnips, but again, it's kind of to your preference really. So I'm just going to do, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quite small ones. So I'm just gonna peel them. You chop vegetables up quite finely in this recipe as well. And like my mum always says, how carroty do you want it? She says. So it's kind of, the carrots are kind of how many you want and how much you want to bulk it out, to be honest. You don't just have to use these vegetables. This is just the recipe that my mum does and I just love it. So I'm just going off of that. I mean, you could put any other vegetables in you wanted, I guess. You could put swede in there. What else? Well, I suppose you could put anything in. Oops. I have washed my hands in between, by the way. And I have got my back door open and it is raining, but it's quite hot in here. And with the dishwasher going as well, and I just right over it, it's quite warm. I'm trying not to make this video too long as well, so I might edit a lot of this out. So yeah, as I say, you can put anything in there. I've got that there waiting. Took my chicken off the heat for the moment. I like to chop in between as I go because that's just how I like to do it. I hope you can see alright. Again, as I say again, I do apologise for the lighting. I always cut the bottom and the top off. If I can cut two together, then I absolutely will. This knife isn't as sharp now, I use it all the time, so I have to get it sharpened. But yeah, literally I just cut them like this, and then if it's a bigger one, then I'll chop it in half and chop them like this. As I say, it's a very, very customisable soup. Like I've got pearl barley and like a soup mix in the cupboard that I really could put in with this, to be honest. I'm not going to today because I just want Mum's soup. But my youngest son really, really enjoys this. I love it, so I tend to freeze up a lot for our lunches because Simon's not as fussed on it as me and Oscar. He's just not really a stewy person, to be honest, which is fair enough. We've got our own tastes, don't we? So yeah, and Alfie doesn't eat any fruit or veg, so it's kind of just a me and Oscar thing, to be honest. This feels really weird doing this without my mum. I always do this with my mum. Or she does it for me, rather. Because it never tastes as good as when your mum does it. It's very, very true. If any of you have got things that your mum always cooks that you absolutely love, comment them down below. And it's interesting to see all the things that people love. Like I love my mum's cooking, always have. My mum does the best roast potatoes and things like that, and definitely the best Stewp. But then my dad did like the best omelettes and things like that. So it's just one of those things, isn't it? What I am going to do is just pop these into a separate pot. I'm just going to take this pot a minute. My mum would normally keep them all on the chopping board, but I don't feel like I'm going to have space, so I'm just going to go in a pot a minute until I get them all done. I am going to put this stock in with the chicken now. Over that, I am back now. I've just I've put the cooker on 2, the stove top on 2, and I've just popped 3 bay leaves in there. And now I'm going to chop the carrots up. I'm going to do quite a few carrots because I like mine quite carroty. So I've got 1, 2, 3. Again, 5 carrots. I'm in the light again. So yeah, I'm going to get them all sliced and diced. I'm trying to get this all done whilst the baby's eating his lunch. I've just filmed a poached egg. How I do my poached eggs because of subscriber asked. And so he's eating his poached eggs on toast with a banana, and I'm just trying to get this quickly done before he's finished that so that I can go clean him up and get him in the shower then after that, because we all know what egg yolk gets like all over the place. So just trying to As I say with this recipe, it doesn't mean anything's right or wrong. This is just what my mum does, and it, in my opinion, is the best. So, right. Again, we're going to chop them up quite small. Cut these, no, I was going to say in half, but that didn't really go to plan. I'm not the best chopper at all. So there we go, that's all the carrots that I am using, all chopped up. I'm going to pop it all into this tub. And then I'm going to start on the potatoes. I'm going to have to try and hurry it up a little bit because the baby has finished and he's getting a little bit fussy. So this is what it is looking like at the moment. As you can see, you've got all the nice bits of chicken and all sorts in there. So yeah, and as you can see, it's on number 2. So I'm going to get on and chop up my potatoes now for. So there we go, everybody. That is all the potatoes chopped. Ready to go. As you can see, there's quite a few more potatoes in there. Probably about the same amount of potatoes to the amount of carrots and parsnips, to be honest. But you've got to remember, a lot of these are going to dissolve down. So I'm just going to go and pop this in the pot. I've also made up another stock there in case I need it with 2 stock cubes. I'll show you what it looks like in a second. So this is what it is looking like. Now you can see my bay leaf at the top there then. I've got 3 bay leaves, as I said, in there. I did pop half of that stock in with it. You kind of want it to just be covering, just enough to be covering. And as I say, I'm going to leave that on 2 now to simmer for 2 hours. So I will show you what it looks like when it's done, guys. So shuffled on a little bit in time now. It's 2:30. I think this is done about maybe 1:45, 12. This is what it's looking like now. It still isn't as thick as where I'd like it to be at the moment, so I'm going to leave it on a little bit longer and then I'll show you in a little. So this is the stew. As this finishes, really hard to show you because the lighting is terrible in here. But yeah, I don't know if you can see it there when it's in a bowl. Let's see if I can show you over here. That's the turn the chair right in front of me. There we go. That's what it looks like when it's all done. So yeah, that is the recipe on how to make mum's stew.